So trying to explain the difference in terms worm drive. As you can see, we claim it clear and loud here, and SkilSaw does have a rich and proud lineage in building worm drive saws. And when you talk worm drive, this is what we're talking about. This is a worm gear that is used in our construction. So the motor is parallel with the blade. This is also known as the rear handle construction or layout. So it gives you that additional reach when you're cutting plywood, or you can use it in a drop cut, utilizing the weight rather than fighting it. Obviously, it works for many people, and other brands did try to emulate overall ergonomics and architecture of this tool. They partially succeeded. They fielded something that looks like a worm drive, but there is one big important difference, and you can see it here if you zoom in. These tools do not utilize worm drive, but rather regular helical gearing, and their motors are actually perpendicular to the blade.
So like inline almost.
Almost like inline. So this is nothing but your glorified sidewinder, if you.
Gotcha.
Yeah. In addition to that, this thing has lots of magnesium. It is solidly built, and it is built to be serviced. So as you can see, there are quick attachments to remove the electronics and replace the motors. And overall, we are also very proud that we came almost to equal our AC machine. This is a DC construction, but in terms of torque and power, we are almost at AC level. It is pretty amazing machine.
So what advantage? Like why is the worm drive so much better than that drive?
Very good question. So imagine a stalling of the blade.
Yeah.
You are running 5,300 or 5,800 RPMs, and you come to instant abrupt stop. Every single moving component stops immediately. All that energy cannot disappear. It has to change its form. So what literally happens is, if you zoom with a good camera on this and slow it down in slow-mo, you'll see these teeth literally bending, and that process absorbs the energy. So look how massive this is compared to this. And we do hear from the field that these guys are stripping gears and failing at the gear train. So
well, probably explains why I got my grandfather's saw from 1970.
And we are very proud of that, and we thank your grandfather for making that wise purchase. It will serve you for many, many years.
He didn't make a wise purchase when he gave it to me, though, or a wise decision. Cool.
Very good question, very good question. And in addition to that, of course, this worm drive runs cool because we run it in a oil tub that is perfectly sealed, and it's a seal system with bearings and
so you don't have to add oil like you do with some of the other.
Correct.
Okay.
We do recommend that you check your oil once a year, but it doesn't leak, it doesn't disappear.
Cool.
A very well engineered, very proud product. Very proud of this product.
Nice, man. I love these saws. The saw built America, man.
That's how we call it.
You know.
We did a couple of things that we believe will extend the life and also help with repair of this machine. As you can see, electronics module is put in the back of the motor, and the fan that pulls the air across the motor also helps keep the electronics cold. We also put a nice and firm aluminum housing around the electronics, so it serves two purposes. It keeps us safe and also helps with heat dissipation. We also have a quick attach type of connection, so should one of the modules fail, you don't have to destroy or throw away the whole saw. You can more or less repair it by ordering parts and replacing it by yourself, or taking it to an authorized service. So lots of good thought went into making sure that this thing is serviceable and that it does have very long service life for you. And hopefully in the future we'll also have many more tools on the same platform with the same general idea of producing solidly built productive tools that last long and make lots of profit to their owners.
Guys, here, one thing I want to show you too. Look at the difference with this, with the worm drive. Can you get in here, James? Look at how deep that is. So when they connect, you're getting a lot of, compared to, those are a lot shallower. So I see kind of why those actually last a lot longer. Look at the difference.
Understanding the energy requirements for this system we actually had to go back to the drawing board and design the battery around this tool. So we ended up with a 48 volts platform that requires a large fuel tank because there is lots of energy required to perform the required work that we have here. We did have a little bit of concerns that this is going to be relatively heavy, but there is one additional benefit to this battery. When you take this tool in your hands, the battery actually shifts the center of gravity backwards, so it is actually a better balanced tool than even our AC tool. You feel less stress on your wrist as you hold it, and as you obviously know, the worm drive is a heavy tool, but you shouldn't fight this weight. This typically is used either in drop cuts, and when you're cutting in a horizontal plane, for example, ripping the sheets, the weight helps you stabilize the tool and there is less shimming, so making it much lighter wouldn't actually make sense.
Remember, for more exciting tool action, go to toolsinaction.com.